Welcome students. Today we are going to discuss CodeVita contest problem, contest number 10. I start with the first problem. Problem title is Marathon Winner. I read the problem statement. Race is generally organized by distance, but this race will be organized by time. In order to predict the winner, we will check every 2 seconds. Let's say total race time is 7 seconds. We will check for 7 to 1 seconds. For 7 seconds, we will check who is leading at 2 seconds, 4 seconds and 6 seconds. Okay, participant who is leading more number of times is winner from prediction perspective. Now our task is to predict a winner in this marathon. Note, at particular time, let's say at 4th second, top 2, there is top n general, participants are at same distance. Then this case both are leading, will increase the count for both. Okay, and after calculating at all time slices, if number of time someone is leading same for 2 or more participants, means then one who come first in input sequence will be the winner. For example, if participant 2 and 3 are both leading with the same number, means participant 2 will be the winner because he comes first in the sequence. Okay, so we are that is finding the winner of the tournament based on the time. Okay, we are predicting the winner at every 2 seconds. Okay, this is the constraints. Here the input constraints will be we get t, which is having the range in between 1 and 100, and n, which is having the range in between 1 and 100. Input format. First line contains a single integer n denoting the number of participants. Second line contains a single integer t denoting the total time in seconds of this marathon. Okay. Next n lines are as follows for each participant. We have t plus 1 integers separated by a space. First t integers are as follows. Ith integer denote the number of steps taken by the participant at the ith second. Okay, number of steps taken by the participant at ith second. T plus 1 first integer denote the distance of each step. The last values are the distance of each step. Okay. First n minus 1 lines, that is n minus 1 lines represents the number of steps taken by the participant at the ith second. Okay. So just to print index of the winner. Okay. For example, first participant is winner means print the index 1. Second participant winner means print index 2. Okay. So for this input, 2 is number of candidate, 10 is total number of sprint, that is total number of steps taken by the participants the ith second, that is t represents total times in seconds. So this one is data for the first candidate, first 9 integers. Okay, here they are given t as 10. So first 9 integers denote the number of steps per second, and last integer, this one, last integer, this denotes the distance covered in each step. And the second candidate data, the first 9 integers represent each number of steps. This integers denote the number of steps per second, and last integer denotes the distance covered in each step. Okay. So I tell the logic for calculating the distance. Here they given as number of participants 3 and number of sprinters 8, and 3 values given as input. Okay, every row contains 9 columns. The last column is a distance cover at each second, number of steps covered in each second. Okay, Here 3 is the number of candidate, 8 is total time of sprint in second, and first row is a data for first candidate. First 8 integer denote the number of steps per second, and the last integer denotes the distance covered in each step. Okay, this is a distance covered each step. First 8 integer denotes the number of steps per second. A similar way for other candidates. Okay, similar for second candidate, third candidate. Okay, that is we are calculating or computing who is winner at every 2 seconds. So for suppose at time 2, here second marathoner is leading. For example, the person who is leading can be calculated by using the value, that is a number of steps per second, into distance covered in each step, that is 2 into 3. 2 into 3, okay, plus 2 into 3. What will happen? We will get 12. In a similar way, second player 3 into 2 and 5 into 2. We will get 16. For third player 1 into 4, 2 into 4. We will get. So who is the leader? Okay, 16 is that is second player is the leader. So at time 4, so one time he came. One time he is leading. Okay. At time 4, here also second marathon is the leader. So second time he came. At time 6, third marathon is leading. So he comes one time. So who comes more number of times in the leading position? Second person only, no? So it will print 2. In this way we can calculate winner for a marathon. Okay. So I read the logic for this. First read number of participants and total time. And second step is read steps per second for each participant and distance covered at each step is the last value as a last value. Third step is calculate lead at every 2 seconds by using this formula. Okay. Number of steps per second into distance covered in each step plus number of steps per second into distance covered in each step. Okay. This is calculated at every 2 seconds. Fourth step is check who comes lead many times. Okay, that is maintained by using the array. And fifth step is check if there is a type, print winner according to the sequence. Okay. So this is a implementation which contains a header file. Okay, for rather than include typing all the header files, just include bit/stdc++, which covers all the header files. Here I define the function calculated with accepts lead as a integer array, that is integer pointer, and count as integer pointer, and number of participants, that is number of players. Here n is number of steps per second. Okay. Here n is number of steps per second. Initially, first value considers a lead. Okay. And you just identify who comes as a lead many times, using the leading person many times by using the for loop, which is something like finding maximum element in an array and just to store the value. Okay, frequency of the leading position. Now just record how many times he comes as a lead by using the count array. Okay, calculate the lead and just check how many times he comes. If the person comes more number of times the leading person at every 2 seconds, means that will be the person will be considered as a winner. Like this, 2 comes maximum number of times. We are not only recording the who comes leading position, and also recording how many times he comes as a lead. at every 2 seconds. Okay, for that purpose we are maintaining the counter here. In main function we are making use of that calculate lead function here, just to get n and t, and create a 2-dimensional array which is having the size number of rows as n, number of columns t, and create arrays lead array, count array, and distance array. Okay, initially set all lead array and how count array to 0 by using memset function. First one is the starting answer of the array, second one is what value you are going to set, and third one is size of the data type. You're just getting the player values, that is number of steps at each second, number of steps per second, and distance covered in each step at the last value. Okay, just to get by using the array, this is the last value at every player. If t is not a even number, means just decrement the count, just make it as even number. For example, if you have the we are giving the values in terms of seconds, 1 to 7 means don't we are calculating the time for second per second, second, 4th second, 6th second. Okay, so if it is a odd number, means just decrement the value by 1. So this code fragment is used to calculate lead at every 2 seconds. Okay, which we calculated here. Here we are calculating this one. In a similar way, for each player you have to calculate. Use a for loop for I equal to 0, I less than t, I equal to I plus 2. For every 2 seconds we need to calculate. Just use I equal to I plus 2. So don't use I plus plus, because we are calculating at every 2 seconds. Here int j equal to 0, j less than j plus plus. For every time step you have to calculate. Just record the lead by using formula players of ji plus players of ji plus 1, okay, into distance of j. So after calculating this, this lead array contains who comes as leading position. There is maximum value who comes who is covered maximum distance will be the lead. So and also this calculate lead function identifies who comes most number of times as a lead position, that is stored in the count array. No, okay, not only identifying the lead and also records who comes most number of times as a lead, that is leading position. Okay, by using the calculate lead function, which discussed already. And here we are setting the first value, count of 0 value as a maximum lead count, and you are checking whether who comes lead many times. Okay, so by using for loop we are checking something like finding the maximum element, greatest element in the array. Okay, we are finding in count array, count of 5 greater than or equal to maximum lead count. Okay, if it is greater, means just record the lead count. So that is we are identifying who comes, that is who is the winner. Okay, so for the post we are identifying the maximum lead count, and also you are checking if the tie happens print the winner based on the index sequence. No, so this lead count is compared with the count array. That is more. It may happen that more than one person have lead count same. In that case, we need to print the winner who comes first in the sequence. So if count of I equal to maximum lead count, means the person which comes first in the sequence will be printed and immediately apply break, we come out of the loop. Okay, in this way we calculate the winner in the marathon. Okay, it's a little bit easy question only. Next problem is prime phase. I read the problem statement. Accept a number n up to 5 digit long in the positional numeral system formed with the symbols 0 to z. which is ranging from 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 9 and A to Z. Also accept another symbol S other than 0. Separate N and S with space, that is we are supplying two input, and considering N to be represented in the least base possible between 2 and 36. Identify the smallest prime number greater than or equal to N. We need to identify the smallest prime number greater than or equal to N, which is given by the user, that contains at least one occurrence of S, that is second value, in its base system S plus 1. Prime number should be identified with respect to base 10, that is regular prime number. Okay, check whether the number is the right number by using regular base 10 system. Here the constraint is N should be in the range, that is should be less than or equal to 5. Maximum base is 36. Next, the face values for symbols are 0 for 0 0, for 1 1, for 9 9, for A 10, for B 11. From A to Z we set the value according to the index. Okay, for Z 35. So the total base value is 36. Maximum 36. Here input format, one line contains two integer, N and space separate with a space. We are getting input as a string only. And print the smallest, the output will be the smallest prime number greater than or equal to N that contains at least one occurrence of S in it. Okay. So the sample input and output for 10B, the output will be B. Okay. Here in 10B, the least possible base for N is 2 and its value in that base is 2. Okay. We want the smallest prime number in base 12, that is B, the value base value for B is 12. There is one more than the face value of B, 11. Okay. So we need to consider the base value as 12 here, because they are given B, input as B. So we need to add base value plus 1. Okay. So we want the smallest prime number in base 12 that contains symbol B is greater than or equal to 2. The first few numbers in ascending order in base 12 contain the face value are B. So same value B, that is 11 according to the decimal system, and 1B according to the decimal system. 1B according to the decimal system value is 23. That is how to convert that is base value to, that is base representation to decimal. Okay, 11 into 12 power 0, that is because base system is 12. 11 into 12 power 0 is equal to 11 plus 1 into 12 power 1, totally 23. But next prime number, that is next number in the sequence is 2B, so which has value 35. So of these numbers, prime number smallest prime which is greater than the particular number 10 is, that is base value. 10 is not a base 10 system, this is base B system. So the smallest number is 11, which is greater than N only, greater than or equal to N only. Hence the output is B. Okay, I tell the example, another example. Here input is Z, and Z is a base system. Output will be the 11Z. So the least possible base for N is 36 only, 36, because the face value for Z is 36, and its value in that base is 35 into 36 power 0 equal to 35 only, plus 35 into 35 is Z, 35 into 36 power 1. Okay, so totally 1295. So 1295 is not a prime number actually. The first few numbers in ascending order in base 36 is there is one more than face value of the Z, that is 35, containing face value is greater than or 10Z. After Z, we have 10Z next in the sequence. The decimal representation for that value for 10Z, Z for Z is 35. 35 into 36 power 0 equal to 35, and 0 into 36 power 1 is 0, and 1 into 36 power 2 is some value which is equivalent to 131, so 1331. Next in the sequence is 11Z, which has a value 1367. So this is a prime number, so you will print the base, that is representation for the as a answer, that is 11Z. Okay. Here in implementation, just include the header file and store all the base values ranging from 0 to Z in the array T. So this here I define a function, reval function, which accepts an integer, which is used to convert the number to a base system. Okay, which accepts number which is compared against 0. The n number greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 9 means just print the character representation of a number, else return the alphabetical representation. For example, after 9 we need to represent the value for A, B to Z, no? Just represent. Here this function is used to reverse the string. So find the length of a string, and here if you have input as A, B, C means in this condition the array is starting from 0, I less than length by 2, there is 1, I plus plus. So first it swaps C with A by using the statement. You will get C, D, A, CBA. So you exchange it, no, CBA. After that we found no character to swap. Okay, so first element, last element is swapped, and second element, n minus 2 element is swapped accordingly. When I less than I greater than or equal to length divided by 2 means it will stop. This is somewhat efficient representation for efficient logic for reversing the string. Okay, some compiler does not have library function or built-in function to reverse the string, so we define. So from this function is used to convert number to base system from decimal number. Okay, so which accepts one array, result array. This result array only we are storing the data, and the base system we need to supply the base system and the input number. For example, if you are having the integer number 10 or 20, which is used to convert to the particular base system, for example base 10, base 12, or some other base system, means we need to supply 3 arguments. Initially we are setting index equal to 0, and your convert input number is given base by repeatedly dividing the base and taking the remainder. Just use the loop while, check for the condition whether it reaching the 0 or not by using the condition input number greater than 0. If it is not 0 means just take a remainder and store into the result array and divide the input number by base. Okay, so until you get 0, just record the data. So convert the number into, so just like converting the decimal number to binary. Okay, we are converting into base system. Finally, you are recording the null string. It is essential for you to get set /0 if you are storing the data or each and every character in a character array. This is important. Otherwise, it will lead to a big problem. That is you get some inconsistent value or infinite value. Okay, infinite loop. After converting the base system, you need to reverse, no? Okay. So by binary decimal to binary system, after converting it, you are recording the data in reverse manner. So I just reversing it by using string reverse function. For example, if I wish to convert 5 is a binary number. Consider not used here. Here I'm telling how to convert as a base. So if we wish to convert into binary number, means just divide the number by 2. You will get percentage 2 and remainder as 1. Again, you are trying to convert. That is divide by 2. You are getting the value remainder as 1. That is percentage 1 and remainder as 0. Okay. After doing these things, what you do is you are just recording the data in reverse order only, no? 1 0 1. Okay. This way only, no? So that is why we are using the string reverse here. Now I have a function is prime, which is used to identify that is check whether the number is prime or not, which gets or receive one input and returns an integer, which is a square root algorithm used to check whether the number is prime number or not. For checking the number is prime number or not, you start with 2 and no need to end with n. You can end with square root of n. Okay. So that is enough. This is optimal algorithm. You have other algorithms which is optimally works for checking whether the number is prime or not. Okay. Just check n remainder I equal to 0. If it is 0 means returns remainder as 0 means it is not a prime number. Just set flag as 1 and immediately give break. So after completing the loop, if flag equal to 0 means the number which is not divisible by any number. So consider that as a prime number. Otherwise return 0. Okay. Next function we use is find the character which is available in the array or not by using the for loop. This is linear search. Check whether the given character is available in the array or not. Okay. If character is available in the array, key is available in the array, means just return the index. Otherwise return 0. In main function we get two input s1 and s2. The first one is n, second one is s, that is the base, and you check just finding whether base is available in the base system T. Here we have base system T. If it is available means just record the base. Okay. For example, if it is B means you just return 12, no? Base system, no? So I use find function here. Here I use loop to convert into a number integer system, that is a decimal system, from base to decimal system. Okay. Here I start with the string length of s minus 1 and I use another variable j equal to 0 to raise the power. For example, if you consider the 12 is that is B as a base system, means we need to record it as 12 power 0 for LSB and the next value is 12 for 1. So for the raising the power I use j. So just check j greater than or equal to 0 and decrement the I value and increment the j value, and check the particular number is available. If it is available means just record the value, just convert into integer number, base system to integer number by using the equation, that is expression small equal to small plus value minus 1 star power fp comma g. Fe is the number which is identified, base system which is identified. J is the power. Initially it was 0. Okay, for example, if you have one zero as a input, which is having the face value as 12, consider 12. You just take value from starting last position, just raising convert into integer by using 0 into 12 power 0. Here 0 is the last value. Okay, 12 is a base system, j is a power value. In next iteration, what we'll do? We are just getting 1, that is this one, star 12 power 1. So the decimal representation for 10, which has a base value as 2, is 12 is 12. That's all. Which in turn B. Okay. So here we need to check the integer number is a prime number. Okay. That is, we need to identify the smallest prime number which is greater than or equal to n. So for the post, just check. That is, if, for example, if you have a value, return value is 12, which is the value is ranging between 0 and base value is ranging from 0 to 1, which is B. It's B only, just check B is a prime number or not. In base system, this is base plus 1. In base system we have 11. Okay, so just check that number minus 1 is prime or not. If it is a prime, means just immediately print it. Otherwise, just check greatest, that is smallest prime number which is less than or equal to, which is greater than or equal to given number, that is converter number. By using while loop, just check the particular number, it is a prime or not. If it is a prime, means just identify or just find if any base value, that is s value, is available in the decimal representation, that is a base representation. If it is available, means immediately print it and give break. If it is not a prime number, means it will just increment the t small by 1. We are trying to identify the smallest prime number which is greater than or equal to n by using the isPrime function, and also we are checking whether that s value, at least one occurrence of s value is available in the function. Okay, so for the post we are using find of from decimal of result comma find of t comma s2 of 0. S2 of 0 is the second input, that is s next value is s value, base value. Okay, if it is true, means it will return a base representation for a number, prime number, that is smallest prime number which is greater than or equal to n, and immediately give the break. That's all. Okay, so we will meet in the next class. I show the demo. This is a prime phase problem. When you give b and the base value as b, means it will return b. Okay, that is correct only. When you give z and base value as z, means it will return 1 on z. It is correct. Okay, I have explained all the functions. Here next function, marathon winner. Marathon winner, you have to supply more input. I give 3 as a input, number of players 8 is a number of seconds. seconds here taken. Supply the value 2, 2, 4, 3, 5, 2, 6, 2, 3. For next player, B5, 7, 4, 3, 9, 3, 2, 2. The third player, 1, 2, 4, 2, 7, 5, 3, 2. Player 2 is a winner. I already told. Okay, this way we can solve the problem. We will meet in the next class. Thank you.